A'ja Wilson is not playing in Unrivaled, much like Caitlin Clark's not. But there's been a story surfaced by way of Sports Business Journal that is baffling.
And they're giving good explanations to why, at least for the most part, because they believe that A'ja Wilson should have been paid more money than Caitlin Clark.
Following Caitlin Clark's rejection, A'ja Wilson revealed a shocking revelation. The reigning MVP supposedly believed she should have received a larger salary than Clark because
is the MVP of the league.
However, Wilson's announcement was accompanied by pyrotechnics, confetti, and purportedly a larger salary offer, in contrast to Clark's modest mic drop.
Caitlin Clark owns that. Caitlin Clark is the face of that. And without Caitlin Clark, a lot of people wouldn't even know who the hell A'ja Wilson is.
This is where things start to get hot. Wilson's camp subtly hinted that she should have received more than Clark since, well, MVPs don't come cheap. One fan tweeted, "She got $1 million. I'm worth more." When Caitlin Clark and Grace Wilson go out with pyrotechnics, someone gives her an Oscar.
She definitely don't deserve more money than Caitlin Clark. I just gotta keep it real. Now, people could be mad all they want, but over here, I'ma keep it real. Caitlin Clark is the tide that rides all boats. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And Caitlin moves the damn needle.
For a moment, let's be honest. Wilson is gifted, but this isn't just about talent. It's also about legacy and perception. Clark has the capacity to upend the sport's foundations, and the numbers don't lie. Wilson has a sizable but unrevolutionary fan base, but Clark attracts crowds like she's giving out free tickets to Beyonce.
Unrivaled is down bad for Caitlin Clark. And obviously everyone is a bit on bated breath if Caitlin Clark will be one of those people, but no one on bated breath more, it sounds like, than Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, and every investor and person involved in the race.
The basketball community doesn't believe Wilson's side when they say she declined for the same reasons as Clark: relaxation, focus, etc. The timing seems like a classic look at me moment intended to draw attention back to Wilson when it was clearly on Clark. It seems that Wilson's playbook does not include subtlety, and let's not overlook the irony, while Clark skillfully avoided the mayhem. Wilson's choice appeared destined for controversy. This isn't her first news story. Recall her Nike shoe launch, which caused other players' releases to be delayed, or the "winning isn't for everyone" advertising campaign, which faded like milk following her team's playoff defeat. Wilson has a talent for emphasizing everything about her, even when it's obviously not.
A'ja Wilson is not playing in Unrivaled, much like Caitlin Clark's not. But there's been a story surfaced by way of Sports Business Journal that is baffling, and it is getting absolutely crushed right now because nobody believes it.
It is fanfare didn't accompany Clark's rejection. Instead, she let her actions speak for itself by prioritizing off-season relaxation over the relentless grind. "I need a break," she said, echoing the sentiments of anyone who has ever had enough of everything. It was a classy move, but apparently classy isn't contagious, because A'ja Wilson just couldn't resist capturing the spotlight with her own rejection bombshell. Let's discuss Wilson a few hours after Clark's choice garnered media attention. The timing of this revelation wasn't unusual at all, and fans were quick to catch on. One social media user summed it up brilliantly. Wilson's crew assembled veniently and leaked that she was given an even greater deal by Unrivaled. Guess what? She said no to. Clark declines and continues to move. Wilson declines and demands that everyone celebrate his desperation.
Well, no amount of pulling in Kate Martin, Lexi Hull, or agreeing to State Farm sponsorships got the Unrivaled League Caitlin Clark. She's not going to play.
Caitlin Clark recently reaffirmed her status as the basketball queen and her unmatched priorities. With $1 million offer of equity and even her inner circle, a frantic new 3-on-1 league felt they could entice her. They essentially laid out a gold carpet and attached neon signs. Perusing, they had banked on the Caitlin effect, thinking that her star power could turn their little league into a big deal. Spoiler alert, but it didn't work. They recruited Clark's friends, her brand partners, and probably even her dog's favorite toy, but Clark, as cool as ever, gave them a firm note because she values her time, her health, and her sanity. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is scrambling to salvage what's left of their credibility.
Like, basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. And then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
The league's desperation was painfully apparent. Their marketing shouted, "Please, Caitlin, we need you." When that didn't work, they attempted to pivot by fabricating Wilson's rejection. But here's the worst part. If Clark and Wilson don't want to play, why should anyone want to watch a league that begins with both of its top talents turning them down? Fans are aware of the irony. Wilson, on the other hand, seems to crave drama, but Clark, in spite of all the hoopla, made a straightforward, wise choice. She knows her value and isn't scared to say no, even when a dazzling deal is presented to her. Her rejection was more than just a choice. It was a spectacle, and her future is already in jeopardy due to a few headlines. Although losing Clark was devastating, the drama surrounding Wilson's leak only made matters worse. It will now be difficult for the league to demonstrate that it can continue without its two biggest names. Spoiler alert, it most likely won't.
I didn't think somebody from A'ja Wilson's team wholeheartedly thought that she should have got more money than Caitlin Clark. I thought people was lying. But as we can see here, it was very much the truth. The article goes on to say A'ja Wilson, Caitlin Clark turned down participating in Unrivaled League.
Their grand announcement of a 6-team roster felt like a letdown, with 2 wild card spots blatantly left open for Clark and Wilson to talk about putting all your eggs in one basket and then dropping it. Their unparalleled plans to reinvent women's basketball are now looking shaky. Both Clark and Wilson's rejection of the league leaves them scrambling to find stars who can actually draw attention. The community has been outspoken about the entire situation, and while some fans agree with Wilson's choice to put rest first, many view her camp's remarks as superfluous. To put it bluntly, one Reddit user stated, "You're not getting paid more than Clark because you're not moving the needle like she does. Facts don't care about MVPs."
Caitlin Clark, it appears, and Wilson have turned down the historic offers to participate this season. While ESPN reported this afternoon that Clark had decided to pass on the Unrivaled League, then starting January 17th, with sources recently telling SBJ that Clark's offer was about $1 million plus equity in the business.
Ultimately, Clark's peaceful self-assurance keeps her unique. She doesn't need to manufacture drama to establish her value. Wilson, on the other hand, seems to thrive on it. Whether it's shoe releases or lighthearted feuds with NBA players, she understands how to stay in the news, even if it means sharing a little too much.
To A'ja Wilson, somebody from A'ja Wilson's team is claiming that she wanted more money than Caitlin Clark.
Without their two greatest potential, the true losers here are unmatched. Stars, they're left selling a dream that no one seems to be buying. If Clark and Wilson aren't interested, why should fans be in the battle of bombshells? Clark's rejection was all class, whereas Wilson's came with a side of turmoil. One thing's for sure, the offseason drama in women's basketball might possibly be more fascinating than the games itself. Unrivaled might want to focus on correcting that instead of banking on stars who aren't showing up.
Because of the effort she's had so far this season, she earned her way onto the WNBA All-Star roster, as did Caitlin Clark. Let's show you the list of ladies who were announced earlier this evening.
AA. After yet another explosive performance, Wilson just gave another masterclass in the art of dominance, reminding everyone why she is a 2-time WNBA MVP and maybe aiming for a third. When asked about her recent success, Wilson nonchalantly thanked perseverance and trusting the process, as if guiding her squad to 5 straight victories was just another day at the office. This made it plain that Wilson is not here for mediocrity. Sure, but let's be honest, it's largely the AA Wilson show, and the league best buckle up. Then there's Kelsey Plum, who dropped a season-high 34 points, but tried to downplay it. Although Wilson modestly described her own performances as simply getting the job done, It's difficult to ignore her record-breaking streak of 20-point games to start the season consistency, which she claims is the key to greatness Hall of Fame status and a legacy, just in case anyone forgot what she's aiming for. Wilson, ever the encouraging teammate, praised Plum, calling her a gym rat who's as relentless as they come first and last out. That's just a piece warm-up routine.
A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark. We got the final tallies tonight. We had it with them earlier tonight. Michael's going to break that down and tell you who's headed to Phoenix on July 20th here in just a second. Ladies, hang.
When talking about the WNBA's newfound energy this season, Wilson didn't hold back. She cheekily pointed out that the gossipy drama fizzled out once people realized that these players are actually elite at basketball. Let's not forget her hilarious plea for Beyoncé to attend a game residency. Just one game and a quick hey would suffice. After all, what's a little scheduling adjustment for Queen Bey when Wilson is carrying the lead?
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark. Another near triple-double, but again, she really, for the second straight game, struggled from the field tonight. What did you see?
Well, in our countdown show, the great Carolyn Peck highlighted this, and she was being guarded by Jackie Young, who is another individual who takes meticulous care of her body and is meticulous about the scouting report. One of the toughest on-ball defenders in the league, and so I think...
Meanwhile, Jackie Young's defense caused Caitlin Clark to see stars rather than sinking baskets, as evidenced by her troubles against the Aces. With a collective effort that said, "Welcome to the big leagues, rookie," Wilson and her squad reminded everyone why they're the reigning champions by shutting down Clark. The Aces' defense is back in business, and opponents may want to start reconsidering their game plans. Wilson's leadership ultimately sets the bar high, propelling her team, and possibly the league as a whole, to greatness while everyone else appears to be vying for second place for the remainder of the season.